And look at this wave of ITK players. Evo's in there as well, taking control at strong point once more. However, this hill is vital. D-Wind here and Zuzumu are going to have their work cut out here as they look to hold off. They do have the outpost, so they are going to be able to spawn players in. But this big wave of players right here is unbelievable. Soldad's managed to get himself within the strong point at this stage. Jem has managed to pull his squad through from this western side all the way into the strong point now. And this cap pressure is looking very, very good indeed. The Lux is starting to fire, but they've managed to get across with a nice little smoke wall there and get themselves across this field. Soldad's still got his outpost up high as well. And we're going to see this ITK squad just in the center of the screen start to get squeezed here from Sitch, Reason, and the five-way squads as well. We see Sirius with the cap pressure coming in. He's just going to continue his work. He doesn't need to get his outpost up on that hill. That's what Steven's there for. You know, Sirius can make his move now, and if he can win his 1v1s here, then we're going to be seeing some good pressure immediately in towards Hamlet. We can see here supplies have been dropped, though they may potentially be going down any second now if they're found by the FOC spotter. Perhaps not going to see them. And that's going to be a really nice garrison from Sirius if he can get this up. Let's watch this 1v1. Spotter spots him. Sirius misses a couple of shots. However, he was surprised there. FOC looking to peek this corner. Arceus is going to peek round as well. Oh, they're just going to see a little bit of ring around a rosy here between Sirius and FOC. Not much going. However, FOC going to get squeezed out here. Nvidia and Driv here pushing at the same time. Wonder if they're going to spot him in this edge line. Driv, you going to see him? Not going to see him? And he sees him eventually, thanks to the fluff shot there from the FOC spotter. So cap pressure still coming in at Dugout. However, we are going to see a little bit of cap pressure in at Breakwater Battery as well, though this is so light, just purely based on the fact there is no one within the sector for DC. They're all pushing in at Dugout. So if they can continue holding this strong point as they are right now, the amount of smoke is insane out here at the moment. You guys are playing like a true milsim community. We're going to see them bounding in a second. DC are certainly holding this this strong point right now. Can they win their 1v1s? One True Pop does indeed. Remember here might be able to peek round and win this as well. One True Pop holding with the Thompson very, very nicely indeed. The IR player there taking out Bartholomew. Eventually gets taken out by a grenade, but bomber run comes in. Not enough though, not enough. There's no players there now. However, this Steven squad here are able to continue pushing through. The problem with that bombing run is it doesn't stop the attack. There's no one to capitalize on it. Soldad's outpost is going to stay alive as well. And we can see here plenty of people still coming through from the DC and Friends crew here. We'll see what the reset's like for FOC, because this is going to be capitalized on by DC at this point. It is certainly going to be capped. The artillery from DC and Friends artillery is absolutely strong right now. Hitting perfectly, taking out those outposts. And what a rocket there as well. Who's that from? Nova's with the rocket hitting Pangef's outpost. Doesn't take it down though, and Pangef does stay alive. Gets his outpost back up as well. Tries to reset himself, but that outpost is still dangerous within the strong point. But this cap here is going to come in from DC. Jem has played super aggressively here and managed to get himself all the way into this trench system on the southwest side of Dugout now. And look, and this is where the DC transition is going to be strong, because they are already pushing towards Hamlet, and the FOC reset's going to need to be quick. We can see an Alpha squad has dropped back at this stage. So they do have players back. They can get spawns in. That's not too bad. Ninja Pulver goes down thanks to this squad over here from IR. And Changzhou goes down as well. So good sniping there from Thorpe. Beacon around that corner there, just in the center of our screen now. Just seeing in the chat, Driv has said careful for AA network. Let's go take a quick look over here. Forever from ST and FOC are over here now. They're looking to take control of 5 ways. They're not going to want to lose this DC. If we take a look at the map, they have lost their garrison out here at 5 ways. No garrison up here by dugout just yet, but they do have this forward garrison in E6, and this is going to be fantastic for them to use here. They are certainly going to be able to come out of this garrison here and really just attack up this road here and look to take out the front line. Garrison goes up there from Gem's squad within dugout now. And so we're going to see one squad here just push up towards this attack mark where artillery is going to be landing. And that's going to snuff out any sort of attack from the FOC crew as well. Do have a garrison down here in F8 as well, which is nice to see. And an airhead lands as well to get that attack really on the go. Airhead is totally safe. We'll see what comes from that airhead in just a second, though, because I'm certainly interested in this squad up here, where we can see Ebler and Webenicht pushing through. Gem squad and Starlord have even managed to push up to Triangle Compound here. And start attacking this ITK squad, so they're playing super aggressively here, DC and friends, and it is absolutely paying off for them. Gem goes down, but General Octo is going to know about this, I think, maybe? Seems to get away with running across that gap. Not quite sure how. General Octo takes down one, wins the trade. Oh, reloading there from Bravo Tango. General Octo gets taken out. But Gem squad has spawned in here, and they've got total control over this compound now. It's going to be impossible for them to push through. Great rocket from Remba there, just to clear that entranceway as well. And they now split up to try and get around. Some good MG work there, I think, though. Not sure who that's from. Maybe the tank. Yeah, it looks like an FOC Lux again. Another Lux. Third Lux that we've seen. We haven't seen a Panther. I don't know whether they just got a gentleman's agreement and no Panthers. Just fucking no heavy tanks, maybe. That'd be fun. But I'm not seeing anything. Here we go. Here's the first Panther. He has been hit once. Medium tank actually might get the second hit. It does indeed. That tank goes down. Panther's gone. Really nice play there from the two-man medium tank, which probably means their third crewman's driving up a 76 as we speak. They weren't particularly expecting to survive that long, I wouldn't have thought. Oh, and Jesus Christ, gets damaged there from the truck exploding. That truck just timed out, though. You know, he's not in any danger. We can see here, Quick Nix's squad really pushing all the way around the outside of IR here, Price, and he's certainly in danger. There's absolute chaos, though. There's players everywhere. ITK have just managed to somehow get within here, take a full wipe of this squad. And Soldad's having to retreat through now. But ITK have taken control of Compound again. And this is pure pub match stuff going on. I don't like this Chinese crew are nuts. They just get themselves in all sorts of positions, but there's no consistent line here. It doesn't feel like from them so far. They're just being an absolute nuisance, though. We'll have to see where they're spawning at this stage. Because certainly I'm not seeing any spawns up here, so they may have been wiped out. But the 76 now from DC and Friends is pushing through. We've got the Deshuna there, and Mono and Alex Boss. That's certainly going to start the slow push now towards Hamlet. Let's go take a quick look over at Hamlet. We can see Ninja Pulver there making his way through to Hugo's farm, but huge spawn waves here from Alpha. And as we take a look at the map, we can see that airhead didn't come off. There's no players out into the backfield here, and even the garrison's gone down. So perhaps playing that airhead was not the right move, though. It certainly made them a little bit wary. You can see assault players and the commander roaming around in the backfield here, setting themselves up for a wide defense, but man, a lot of players have been reset all the way back into the Hamlet here. And DC are going to capitalize on this with those aggressive pushes that they've been making all game. So this FOC crew, they're really going to need to push out and get themselves across the other side of this wheat field, because the last thing you're going to want to do is fight DC and friends within it. Trivia coming up against the Alpha MG. Let's take a quick look, see if he notices it. Nope, Alpha MG is well positioned, takes down Driv, takes down Nvidia, and then the rocket comes in from Novas to take him out. And that's really going to clear up a lot of this zone here. We can see if Doctor can win his 1v1 versus 404. And that's going to be important. With it being a squad leader, then he's not going to want them to be able to get up. Although Price takes him down one shot. Good positioning there from Price. Take him down. Price coming up against Novas now. Let's watch this 1v1. Price takes Novas down as well, so good shooting from Price. Good awareness. Over there, we can see Fiat Punto driver getting into the backfield now. They do have plenty of supplies into the backfield here, 150 here, 100 back here. So they're going to look to build those wide garrisons to encircle Hamlet now. You can see a fantastic frontline garrison network being set up. Once more, though, again, I would like to see a garrison come up within 5 ways just for a little bit of protection. I don't think you necessarily need all of these garrisons set up as they are. Although, I don't know, these 3 garrisons look pretty tasty in the backfield. They are going to help them defend if an airhead comes in or a Seeker garrison comes up in the backfield. You can just see how aggressive DC are. They're playing with so little in defense. In fact, nothing. Everything's going forward here. I'm not entirely sure what Scarp Sky is doing, or Rafi over here. I'm actually going to go. Maybe they've got some rocket snipes going on from FOC over here. Let's take a quick look. But Rafi's certainly out here searching for something. Potentially those rocket snipes. Scarp Sky is just hanging out over here, up against the recon. Let's go take a look at artillery. We're going to have a look. So we've got second quick nicks, great, and Kinderek on artillery, just 2-man artillery coming in from DC here. Great rocket strike there onto the wrong gun, unfortunately. Another rocket comes in. See if we can find the next one as it comes through. Where are they shooting from? That's the real question. Alpha squad leader here. Here he is. Alpha rocket snipe coming in from this garrison over here, just by AA network. A huge spawn wave for being so far out. 3 players coming into the middle of nowhere. That's going to be a hell of a long push. I don't know why you'd have so many players come out at this stage over there. That seems a little bit too much when you're being pressured so heavily within the hamlet. And Ice, once again, pushing up so aggressively. And managing to get himself right in the mix here. Although he might get killed by friendly artillery with that mark coming up from Kinderek there. We will see. Ice is certainly going to be a nuisance in here with his M1 Garand. We'll see if he can find a garrison or an outpost to rocket. He's just taking that elevation really nicely there, up against Bread. Let's see if any of these other players can start capitalising on this. You can see Quick Nix's squad there with Reason and Broody coming through, and we've got is that a Stuart down there? Yeah, it looks like there's a Stuart down there. Just pressuring over at Hamlet. But the defense is so tightly packed in here for FOC. They're going to struggle breaking out because they're just inviting all this pressure onto themselves, quite frankly. We're seeing trucks and Pumas roaming around. Is that a 3-man Puma? Love to see that. He's going to come up and meet the Stuart. They're going to know he's there. Oh no, Ice not having any of it. Takes down the Puma. Nice hit. We can see the width of this DC attack spanning all the way from Hugo's farm over here and up in this grain feeder. We've got Black Shooter looking to hold back this Arrow and IR squad over here. Not too much going to be able to get past him from this range. We'll see if he spots Pangef. He does indeed. Good eyes there from Black Shooter. And he's just going to be able to defend. Although, a hell of a shot there from VD to take out Black Shooter. Good angle from him. Alpha looking to break out from the hamlet here, pushing up to Hugo's farm. That's certainly going to be a pretty important push if they can make it, though. This is going to be rubbish because Phoenix, Jesus Christ, there, Colt and Trollfaust, certainly no slouches with the guns. So Code here is going to need to be on top form, but he's not going to make it. You know, pushing out that wall line where you can't even be crouched behind it is not going to be the one. Trying to retake Hugo's farm is an incredibly difficult proposition, just due to the nature of the walls around it and in the open fields. But look how static these guys are down here from... Oh, I've lost connection. Okay, that's great. Alright, I think I'm back. Totally lost internet there for a second. Let's, should be back in now, hopefully. Not too much going on, though. Didn't miss too much in this game, fortunately. Looks like a bit of a push in for DC towards the hamlet, but no cap pressure as yet that we've missed. They've just managed to get across that field. I think that was Steven's squad there. Has managed to push across that field in towards Hamlet, and Winston's even managed to get all the way around there. He is pretty exposed here, if I'm honest with you, kind of isolated from the rest of his team. So if he can get an outpost up, it will be pretty strong. And he does win his 1v1 versus Gift. We'll see if Sarah can trade with him, though. before he gets his outpost up in a dangerous position, but he doesn't. Winston gets that one as well. So, nice play from Winston here. We'll see if he can get his outpost up and get plays spawned in. Winston winning another gunfight there. Nice play from him. Indeed, really, really nice. The Lux goes down there to an aggressive 76. One hit into it. That's just going to be tracks, maybe. No, that does hit the side. So Alex Boss's Tuners and Mono's tank is going to back off here as they've taken one hit, which makes them one hit now to a Panther if one comes up from FOC. Sirius' squad, Stephen's squad, getting real aggressive into the hamlet at this stage here. Winston eventually goes down. And so what we need to see now is Star-Lord's squad over here making good ground up in towards the hamlet. Soldad's a little bit exposed, if I'm honest with you, the outpost in the open field. It's a bold move, but one that might pay off if they can get across to that compound, which they certainly might actually be able to do at this stage, because D-Wind has looked the other way. So we're going to see D-Wind gets taken out. Great hit there from Soldad. And they're going to push all the way up to this compound. So that outpost does indeed pay off there. As they take up really, really nice ground here. Soldad takes out TK squad member there. Ice takes up a little bit of verticality. They are going to get pressure pretty quick though. And there it looks like maybe a tank has moved its way up. Yep, we've got a Panther up here. Backing off, playing pretty passively here. Got that 76, which did get one hit from the rocket. They're not going to push up at all. And cap pressure is coming in at the hamlet, but perhaps more importantly, because they're winning this cap race, there's cap pressure in here. From the dugout, those players we saw that spawn half a mile away are actually managing to get themselves up here and into the point. Now, this Alpha squad leader is pushing all the way back. I'm not quite sure what his plan is, whether he's going for like the double cap, maybe? That seems a little bit aggressive. 76 misses the garrison. Or is that their garrison? Nope. That's an Alpha garrison there. Doesn't get any hits off on it. Long reload comes in. They're going to take this garrison down. A lot of that damage. Who is this? What is this, Everest? Come on, buddy. Yeah, Everest, you can get it. Oh, well done, buddy. I'm so proud of you. It's great work. But the damage has been done because there's a squad leader within the point now, so they can be able to get people up and into that. And they are still capping. Big spawn wave comes back in on this garrison though, so potentially this might get saved here with the 76 moving up as well. And we'll see if Mars can get his outpost up and get players spawned in. But over at Hamlet, it's still looking pretty dicey because this is going backwards and forwards over here in terms of cap pressure. But it's been defended now over at the dugout. And the hamlet is also being pretty heavily defended at this stage as well. Winston's managed to get himself all the way back up into the point as well. Into a dangerous spot. It looks fairly safe as well. And wins this trade versus the Alpha player. And the cap pressure is now mounting up, and they are starting to cap once again at this stage purely from sector pressure. Let's take a quick look at this map, at this garrison layout. You can see here the garrison layout is absolutely favouring on this east side of the map. Now, there's a slightly easier push through thanks to these wheat fields. You can be a little bit more ratty over here. However, on this eastern side, they're actually going to be able to transition really nicely into fields thanks to this garrison here. They're already prepped on the edge of the map as well for another garrison, and the commander is sat by supplies over at Hamlet as well. So if this cap does come in, and I don't know whether it will for right now, though this Alpha garrison outpost has just stopped pinging, which means no one's going for them. They've got double tanks up into the point as well. Just up against one Panther here. This Chinese tank crew here looking to take a little bit of width to come around these tanks over here. But double 76 is in the point for DC and friends. And they're starting to split up now, and you know, these tanks could certainly do some damage. The infantry is getting wiped very, very slowly at this stage, so they are starting to win a couple of gunfights, FOC and friends. But the 82 AD squad down here, playing pretty passive right now. One tank shot comes in there, could have been an AT gun maybe, I'm not too sure. 76 takes a hit though, pretty heavy. links back up with the Shuna's tank here. Kamikaze. Alex Boss hops out. Looking for a satchel, are they? They're thinking they've been satcheled. They found it on the backside. Nope, nothing on the backside. The Shuna gets taken out. I'm not seeing a satchel in here, so it gets taken down. I will be surprised. I'm not seeing any satchel up there. These tank crews now having to back up and reverse, and they're getting surrounded here. So these tank crews need a little bit of infantry help at this stage because they are quite exposed. AT coming in from IR as well. Precision strike coming in. This is going to be a double kill. Nope, precision strike misses. I did see a tank shell coming in from a distance back away as well. So the third 76 is coming up through to Hamlet at this stage. So we're going to need to see... Oh, we've got IR here. Coming in, getting the satchel placed. We'll see if he's been noticed, and a rocket comes in from Alpha as well. Great rocket. Now this satchel's pretty close to the other tank, being slightly damaged. You can certainly see some kills coming in here. Double tank crew going down. Maybe they certainly don't know their satchel. Another rocket comes in from Alpha. Hits the tracks. Come on, let's go. How long did he place the satchel on for? Goes down. One tank gets destroyed. The other one does live, not too close together, luckily for them. But they are totally exposed, and we see double assault players coming up now. But we still have Soldad squad up here, but they're being artillery to shit at this point. So I'm not too sure whether that's going to be viable at this stage. The Shun is hanging around trying to get back to his tank. Although, I don't think both of them have gone down now to rockets for the other one. So, T-76 is dead in short order. Source Squad, I know you're about 16 minutes behind what I'm saying, but I totally agree. Bomber runs are fucking pointless. There's no need for any of them, quite frankly. They don't do too much. Taking a look at Dugout. That pressure we saw earlier on has been totally cleared up. However, how this FOC crew are now going to have to go all in onto defense. Outposts are so close up now with Star-Lord pushing in. Soldad's up there as well. The artillery's moved. Panther is in the point. Gonna be tricky to get rid of that Panther if he keeps on the move. Winston's tucked himself up in the middle as well. We can see Steven's squad certainly being dangerous here. Rocket comes in from KRT dedicated. Doesn't hit that Garrison. Garrison's still alive there for Alpha. That artillery's so close to it, it certainly could kill a couple of spawn waves. We'll see whether they know it's here. So let's get in close, see if we can hear what Soldad's talking about. Reason gets killed by his own artillery hitting this tank. This tank's not having any of it though. It's not going to move. It's protecting that Garrison as best as it can. It certainly doesn't want to lose it, but it's getting surrounded now. Artillery doesn't kill the player spawning in. Ricochet there from General Octo. Ice gets a hit though into the tracks of that Panther. The Panther, she's in the nature of the armor. Well, not the armor, the bazooka. You know, there's not too much danger for him in there. Because he's not going to get hit from behind anytime soon. Second tank comes up. Is this another Panther or is this a Panzer IV? Looks like Panzer IV coming up here from FOC to come race into the point. However, DC have got total control over the Hamlet now. Total control in here. Garrison is down as well. So this is going to be the cap here, I would imagine. Maybe? I don't know. It's been defended. Huge cap pressure from sector control here from FOC. And this Panther's still up. Still been a bit of a nuisance. So they're just unable to get players into the strong point at this stage. It seems maybe they've got too aggressive with those outposts. Nope, Star-Lord squad still up, still in the point. That's nice to see. That's enough cap pressure there. In there, still got a couple of outposts. That's good. That's good. They haven't got too aggressive. Let's take a look at the map. And got 3 outposts within that point, and that's going to be the cap pressure in to cap this. Unfortunately for them, their field garrisons have gone down, so there's none of there's not going to be a quick cap into the fields at this stage. I'm interested though, because I just saw Howe and Mike's squad hanging out over here in the back of the artillery. These guys Oh wow, what a hit from the FOC player there onto Ninja Pulver. That's no joke to be able to spawn in and get him pretty quick. Phyonix is chilling though. I mean, Phyonix, kill him, buddy. Thank you. I wasn't sure you were ever going to do it. And Thorpe is he taking out the fuel mode? This is very sweet from Thorpe. But the cap does happen, does come in here for DC, which is great. Taking a look at like a bit of a wider view here onto the point, we can see they've got really nice control over the surrounding areas, and there's very little danger of a recap coming in now. Having a look at the map again, the quick cap into fields is not going to happen. Vardy is pushing the field, so they just need to get themselves some supplies in the point, get themselves a garrison up. Though, the problem with this is they're going to want to get their garrison just on the outskirts into this wheat field here, because otherwise they're going to block any sort of frontal garrison pressure here at the hamlet. And with the way that they defend, it's absolutely vital that they do manage to get those front garrisons up, so they have a full surround and are able to come in either side. Garrison's lighting up around the back here, though. Alpha and IR are taking a wide approach. This Alpha player hasn't found the garrison just yet. We'll see if he does find it, though. Let's take a quick look. Doesn't look like he is. Karlstad does spawn him. It's just going to go all the way around the outside of that. Cap pressure coming in at the hamlet, though. This is all sector pressure, though. There's no worries about this in terms of it being lost. Right now, they'll still have their outposts up. Let's take a look at the map. No garrison in at the hamlet just yet. In fact, they've just built a garrison over by the fields, which is great placement, because then they can continue getting these garrisons up around the front. One garrison in at the hamlet, but I mean that's a panic garrison if I've ever seen one. That's right in the middle of a road. It is slightly protected at least. But it is mostly going to be protecting around the outskirts of that one. And it's going to deny any sort of front garrison here from DC. But that's okay. It's not denying garrisons on the front between fields and the hamlets. That certainly could be worse. And certainly Fiat Punto Driver knows about the attack coming in from Hugo's farm. Just one squad leader out there. We saw a rifleman out there earlier as well. The Alpha player does get his outpost up. Rember takes down him though, but that's not to worry. He does have his outpost up. Rember has been damaged at this stage though, so we'll see whether they can take this garrison down. That'll establish some really nice control over here, but these players are so adept at their 1v1s, it becomes incredibly difficult to push them. Sector pressure coming in again at the hamlet, and they've just got so many bodies around the outside of it that they are capping very, very slowly or very infrequently, but it's totally possible here that, wow, whatever this guy's name is, they kind of look like bugs to me, if I'm honest with you. This bug boy here, as he goes through the wheat field, certainly could wipe a couple of outposts that hang around here. So Star-Lord's outpost is certainly going to be threatened by this. Tower 76 coming up though. Don't know where this guy's come from. He's all on his own. Let's see what he does. 76 is up against this Panther we can see in the distance here as well. He seems to have a bit of an angle. He has been taking a few shots. Wins his 1v1 there against Rember. Takes out one outpost. Star-Lord turns and notices him though. Saves his own. Nice play there. And they're going to know if about any attack coming in from this side at this stage. So no danger due to the good spawn in from Star-Lord. And look at this. No spawns out here at all. So the DC patrol and defense is working pretty nicely. This Alpha crew coming up this road here. It looks like we got 176 there. Has been damaged. There was an explosion. Not sure what it was. Let's take a quick look. It looks like that was Luke's second hit in there on the 76. The first hits back in. Looks like they're probably going to want to go away. So they've got a Panther hit. Panther, come on, buddy. You gotta hit at least one of those shots. General Octos seems to be out of rockets. And finally that tank goes down. But Dragon's crew there not particularly effective, and just being a two-man. The hell? Oh, I thought he'd been run over for a second then, 'cause it was just as he hit that Belgian gate. But Momo there gets the trade on Octo, and he's going to try and nade over because there's plenty of players over here from DC and friends. We're seeing a good little bit of progress here from FOC because we've got this Panther. He's reversing back up. It's going to take a. Oh, he's really going. He's really just going to drive away. Oh, it's a Panzer IV. Okay, I can see why he's backing out of play now. A little bit more flimsy than a Panther might be. These players, they're able to pressure a little bit more than perhaps DC would like. They're unable to get totally out of the point. Did have some cap pressure in at the fields, and we can see plenty of outposts over there now. Over at the fields, this looks like where the action is going to be for just now. Got some close city fighting. German Karlstad there, making good trades, and they got the 1v1 there. Won and lost by both players. But we can see Fields is being capped now. So whoever got in behind here done a really nice job of sneaking back here. Likely it's Winston again. Winston's been at this all game. Just getting in behind, really, really nice. So he's likely come out of one of these two garrisons, but this is dangerous now for FOC, as we see Sirius's crew now, Gem's crew coming in as well, and Stephen and Winston are already right into the strong point at this stage. And there's not going to be a garrison nearby for Alpha, I don't think, perhaps up in that distance there, where we see the massive players. Do you hear a plane coming in? Potentially just a recon plane. It is indeed. Recon plane coming over. That's an FOC recon plane. They're going to see this and know they're in a little bit of trouble. They are starting to defend now. They've brought the Panther all the way back here to defend against DC and friends. But look at this. Look at the absolute stack of players on this wall. What is this? What are you doing? You got to move, guys. You're not going to kick them out of the strong point by sitting all the way back here. You are going to have to move eventually. Eventually, maybe. But DC is still capping. There was a little bit of cap pressure in from FOC at the hamlet, and the bomber run comes in. Clears just enough people to stop the cap there. This is going to allow Price to move up, I think, maybe. To get up into the fields, potentially. But again, once more, bomber run doesn't kill outposts, so the players are still going to just return. We do see over here, though, they've swung all the way around, and an airhead coming in here from DC is going to be taken out pretty quickly. This garrison's locked by the Berg Boy. That's going to be taken down. And that's going to stop a lot of the pressure there coming in, because those frontline garrisons have now been totally wiped. And we see over here at the hamlet cap pressure coming in, and they're actually in the strong point at this stage. 76 looking a little bit exposed. Who we got there? Kamikaze is facing the wrong way. They're not capping it now. Enough players from DC drop back in just for enough time, and the cap pressure again happening at fields. Loads of players back in here. Don't tell me they fucking 10-manned it. What's this? Tell me they 10-manned one of these outposts. It can't be. There's a lot of riflemen if it's not a 10-man. I haven't seen one of these for a couple of months. But Alpha have managed to get themselves back into the strong point alongside IR. And so it is going to be totally possible for them to defend this if they can just get in and wipe Winston's outpost. Really the last bastion of this. Stephen has dropped off into the HQ, but with it now being totally defended, they're going to be able to use this HQ here, which is going to make that a little bit more dangerous for Stephen to be back here. They're going to fly over. We can see a little bit of a semblance of front coming through at this stage. Still got spawns into the back of Hamlet. However, loads of players return. They're not going to lose this one too easily. So plenty of DC players have dropped back in now. Or DC and friends, sorry. It's nice to see Sitch back with the EG tags. A little bit weird seeing him with WTH. So let's have a look. I'll merge you for the Gary on G8. Let's have a look at it. G8. This one? Yeah, okay. I mean, it's been taken out pretty quick. But it's okay, it's gone. It's been taken out. Don't worry about it, Fiat. It's okay. You've got to worry too much. Still got DC. Still got Draysky hanging out in the back here. Is he going to stay alive? I don't think he is. I don't think he's going to last too much longer back here. But he's in a bit of a position. Got a Panther looking at him as well. So we'll see if he can see how long he can stay alive up against this Alpha player here. Whether he can continue. I like to think Bin still a recruit. This really makes or breaks his time here in DC. Ah, that's it. You've been sacked from DC. It's got to say Meridian totally under control of FOC at this stage. These guys are playing in a little bit of an odd way though. They just are not. They've got lots of numbers in small spaces, but nowhere particularly useful. It's Soldad now, sat on defense. We actually see for the first time a little bit of defense from DC. They play so light. Any sort of cap pressure, they could just drop back and go defend it. But Quick Nicks there, and second Quick Nicks on defense as well, able to mop up these Alpha players, and a 76 rolls in. So it's pretty safe and secure, I would say, at the Hamlet now. We'll see a lot of these players transition over towards the front of the map. At this stage, they'll get into Baker and Easy and Item Squad as they look to go pressure the fields. See that rocket coming in. Yeah, I don't think that's hitting anything, buddy. I think you might have got a little bit confused on on how to shoot a rocket. I don't know who that was. Certainly wasn't worth the effort though. Oh, they've even brought out the tank snipe. They really brought the tank snipe out. Who we got? We've got SDDB Doctor, of course it is, out here on the tank snipe. Classic one right up in the top of the map. Why is there an explosion here at Dugout? What have you exploded? Is it just a bit of a dodgy... Maybe it was just a bit of a dodgy tank snipe hit the tree, almost getting a kill. But yeah, so we've got the medium tank snipe in over in the HQ. Over here. How set up is he though? That's the real question. Does he have... I mean... Why have you parked it like this? That's how confident he is. He's just put the back of his... I mean, I suppose it doesn't matter. You can pen the tank anywhere, but no rep stations. He's kind of... There's no plan for that one. He's just done that off his own back. Nothing much going on there. And we can still see Kinderick here on the artillery, just hanging out. Not even playing. What are you doing? You actually gonna play the game or not? Maybe. Oh yeah, look at that. There you go. We've got a mark out from Kinderick. So he does finally decide to play the game. You can see here over at the Hamlet though. The front of DC is so wide here. I mean, what have we got here? Like 1,000 meters of front, maybe 900 meters of front. And this is the problem that Alpha are going to have, is they're not able to win these. We're not going to be able to win these fights. Can you see the resources? Yeah, you can see it. I know you asked about 16 minutes ago, but there you go. I'll drop the overlay. There you go. You can have resources come up. Plenty of fuel in for DC, so they're not too worried about this. Just enough for another heavy tank coming in, and they've already got one in with the Shuna there, and they've got one in here with Kamikaze over there. So they're going to get the third heavy out pretty soon, I would imagine. Although, has the tank snipe died over there? Oh, STDB Doctor's given up. Not interested in that one anymore, so he's parked that one up. So, as I was saying, this front from DC here is an absolute nuisance. We can see it spanning such a width here across the map. And we're going to see Baker's squad here hopefully getting this garrison up, although he is under a little bit of pressure there. But this is a great line. Very, very few gaps in this. And what gaps there are, totally being covered by players. And even overlapping flares. This is fantastic from DC. Really, really nicely coordinated play from them. They're not missing a trick here, and you can just see that they're just getting this wave across, and they're going to create a sort of L shape around fields at this stage, and they're just going to box out FOC. So at this stage, I don't think there's too much of a chance of them losing Hamlet. I wouldn't mind seeing potentially. Just another garrison out on this western side, maybe by Hugo's farm. That's going to be the main place that they attack through, I would imagine. I don't think they're not going to get around the eastern side here, so any attack is going to come out of this left-hand HQ and up through this zone. But even then, it's never going to be particularly strong. It's only ever going to be 1 or 2 squads at most coming out that way. We can even see Prep Squad there has noticed something, so we're going to go check, see what sort of play he has going on out there, because potentially we've got some form of an attack coming in. Where is he? Prep Squad. Is that Ninja Pulver? No, it's Sitch. So Sitch, he's playing the roving defense. In fact, there's very little out here from FOC. However, I imagine he's kind of been called out that these players are out here, and so he's going to go check out Hugo's farm just to make sure. Potentially he'll get a garrison up here, and that'll just really secure this point for DC and stop any sort of attack coming in. Item Squad looking to get that garrison out over on the far side of fields. That's going to allow him to get a little bit more aggressive. We can see an absolute mix of players here coming through. Broody loses his 1v1 versus Bugboy. Starlord is going to hold that one though. Does he get his garrison up? He does. Starlord's managed to find it. Starlord wins versus Bugboy and then goes to make the ground up. Coming up against Forever there. Loses his trade versus Forever. And are we going to see Forever pushing through to take that garrison? Will he go make that ground up? And he is, and that's nice to see there. I think playing for GXV, this is what I want to see our infantry do a little bit more. Win the gunfight and then go push. It's okay if you go die, you just got to go make the ground up. That's the important thing. And Forever there is going to take out that garrison and sniff that one out. The danger's not gone. Starlord's still got his outpost up. He kept that one safely back, which is a shrewd, clever move. I don't know how KRT Dedicated's managed to get himself back here, but he's currently sat on top of a Luke's, and this is pure disrespect from him there. Does get taken out by the FOC tank crew though. I mean, it's an empty tank, yeah, of course. So FOC just leaving that tank empty. I'm not entirely sure why. But we can see them trying to take control of this town again now, and managing to win a couple of gunfights there and pushing all the way through. Stevens switched out a squad leader here into a rifleman. He's given up on that job. Hops the wall, wins the gunfight. He's going to go take these gardens here. Laundry Bob goes down though, and VD's going to be able to push through. Steven with a great angle there, and along with his bear, they're going to continue their push through these gardens. Look at this. What is this? Hang on. Why have we got so many players in this house? I know it's a key house, and you do get some decent views across these fields, but I don't think it's that important, guys. You can push out. You are allowed to leave. Lover's got the right idea. Just take a different approach. Get away from it. It's even being hit by a tank now. D-Win there gets himself headshot by Triv. And I think they're going to lose this. They're going to lose this house if they're not careful. Just purely based on the fact they didn't have the different angles to defend it from. They're all coming from the same place. With that tank just shelling into that doorway, there's not going to be a lot of ways to get in or out of that compound at this stage. Let's take another look at the map, check the front line. We can see the front line now has progressed another sort of 50 or so meters up to this road at this stage. And they've even managed to get that garrison I talked about over here on the western side of Hamlet. And that's just going to allow them to retreat back in if they need to, or even spot an attack coming. And here's what I mean about these garrisons being able to do that. We've got this garrison here in E6 popping red. So there's going to be some players out this direction. Just a sniper, nothing too dangerous. However, turn of the tide, maybe. I'm going to call you turn of the tide. He gets himself up pretty high there towards Hamlet. Not sure if he gets his outpost up. Momo there pushing through as well. What they need to do, I mean, look, what Alpha need to do here is try and take back some of this front line. They're not going to cap Hamlet in the way that they've been attacking this game. It really is not. It's not going to work. What they need to do is use the players that they've got within this zone here, and then really just start to try and take through this front line, at least up to where about F squad is. And then from there, they can get a couple of attacks going from different angles. Over here, and they can start pressuring from different ways. But as it is, if they're just going to run just one or two players in, they're never going to have too much pressure on the point, and DC are always just going to be able to flood players back. This is about as defensive as we've actually seen DC play in this game. Certainly when they were posturing from 2-3 down for the cap at dugout, they were looking pretty dangerous over there. Because they just put so many players forward. And then we saw when they were attacking Hamlet, we saw a good pressure come in from FOC at dugout, but a quick recall from DC allowed them to defend that one, thanks to a good garrison network from them and a tank in the right place at the same time. Though DC, I'm just looking at the map, there's no tanks up, so we missed a couple of tank fights in there. Just one heavy and a medium coming up, so this is going to be about the time where FOC can make these sorts of plays and really make a bit of a difference in this. Even see a half track up from DC, so it's nice to see that they've been learning from Raptors and their playtime with them. Because we know Raptors love a half track. I can see the benefit of this though. It's just going to allow them consistent approaches into the eastern side of Saint Marie du Mont. You can see this front line is looking pretty dangerous at this stage though, because it's getting narrowed off by Alpha and IR here. They're still spawning within this compound, and because of that, they're not able to get the angles of attack out. And if Alpha can just get a lucky grenade and can push through, somehow able to present themselves across this field, then it's going to be dangerous. "26 minutes left in this game. I don't see how Alpha can come back into this without taking out this front line at all. However, I mean, they've got so many players spawning back here. Artillery, 3 squad leaders up against Ninja Pulver. I still back Ninja. Like, he takes out 1. There you go. He takes out 2. Maybe that's someone else has taken that shot. That might be Thorpe having hit that one. But I'm still backing Ninja in these fights here, even though it's 3v1. Ninja does get taken out. But where are these FOC tanks? They took out 2 76s. They know that it's the time. When you take out 2 heavies, you know they're only going to have 1 more on the field. And you can get a little bit more aggressive. It's highly unlikely a team's running 4 heavies. You've got to be able to count those tanks. You can see this Alpha, or Arrow squad here, sorry, playing through this compound. Starting to get a bit of width on Star-Lord's squad here. Star-Lord goes down. God is still alive. They're still staying alive, staying up. Not sure if Mars knows he's there still. Mars is going to continue peeking. God is going to potentially win this trade, maybe. He gets taken out by a satchel. Love to see that. It's a hell of a grenade he's just throwing if it was the grenade. Don't think you can cook those US grenades. Let's take a look at the hamlet. This is what I'm interested in. Are Alpha still getting those flanks out? Does not look like it. Sitch still just hanging around, patrolling the defense, playing really light. There is an Alpha squad leader who's taken the longest route. Must have been on this journey for 6 or 7 minutes at this stage to get here, and it's just not going to even work because it's just him. They're only going to be able to get 6 players in unless they 10-man it, and even then, you lose so much with your front line that it's just not effective. The only reason Alpha or FOC have not lost this one so far is just that little tank trade that they made, because otherwise we've seen the DC tanks get aggressive when they've got 2 or 3 heavies up. They do get pretty aggressive. Bartholomew Blunder B in the chat just says, please end this. I don't disagree, because actually I'm not too sure if there's any other outcome than DC winning this one. I don't think there's any recourse here, just due to the nature of the way DC have set this one up. This front line is I'm gonna call it defensive, even though it's like the least defensive thing that you can do. It is defensive at this stage, I think, the way that they've set up. They're not getting across these open fields anytime soon until those tanks help them make that push, and so, you know, I don't know whether they're going to continue and cap this point at any stage. They are wrapping around, I suppose. They are getting that L shape up here on this far side. So many players. Are they all going to go to the artillery? That's the real question. They won't dare. Go on. Go take control of this artillery. They wouldn't dare. Do you think my door just went? I'm not entirely sure. But I'm going to ignore it. Don't care too much about the front door. They're still holding this house though. Alpha and IR have managed to get themselves up along with ITK. Managed to get themselves all the way across the field, so they've actually dragged themselves up. It's good hits from the tank, but I don't think he's going to be able to splash and kill that outpost at his back there. We'll see though. Grenades coming in from D-Wind. Tank's still splashing inside. I mean, it's not going to lose this house, are they? They don't want to. They see this as a pretty key area, I think. Being directly between the 2 points, but huge spawn wave comes in here from ITK. I can't believe how many players they've got spawned in here. It's like 3 squad leaders. Hang on. Why have they... Yeah, well, I think what's happened is a lot of these players have been kicked out of this zone here. Again, I have drawing abilities, right? So let's use the drawing abilities. They've been kicked out of this zone here, I think. And so they've just largely been slowly pushed back into this small section here. Unfortunately, they do have one squad which could relieve them, but this squad here has been pressured pretty heavily as well. I'm not entirely sure how they actually managed to lose this section. They just didn't really have too many players in there, I don't think. The outpost goes down from item squad. You just get to spawn him. So I'm going to go over and actually check this. He goes down, so they've totally lost control of St. Marie Diamant here. And hopefully now we'll see a bit of a game come in, because they're going to be able to pressure this front line now and maybe start wrapping it up. And we'll see if what DC are made of in this game, because so far we've seen they can play aggressive, and they're good at that, and they're good at making this front line attack work. But we're going to see what happens if they get reset a little bit. because it's not happened too much. We do have 2 squad leaders now in the backfield here. They might have got themselves a garrison up somewhere down here. We're going to zoom down and just see if there's a garrison down here. With that second squad leader being up, it's certainly possible. Maybe we'll see a bit of a surprise cap here, potentially. Got players spawning in and pushing through. Magnet goes down, losing his 1v1 versus IRS. Fiat Punto Driver goes down as well. So that is strong point control now to FOC. They do still have these 3 garrisons, and they are, you know, pretty close to Hamlet, so they are going to be able to squeeze back in. We'll see what the recap is like here, though. Because there is plenty of players spawning in here. Turning the Tide has got his squad up. Pangef does go down there. And is that first laying down? Was he? Or is he crouched? No, he was crawling through the wheat field. Okay, buddy. I know you used to be in the tank. You don't need to play that slow. But plenty of people coming back here. Sirius always quick into defense. I like watching Sirius play. He is a fun player to watch because he's always in the action. He doesn't spend too much time out of it. But this cap rush is still coming in. It's being defended, but they are getting a few more players into the point now. I don't... Artillery drops. That's great artillery. That's going to be Kinderick on artillery there. Playing defensively as well. Switching himself into a tank crew. Must have had a little bit of trouble from recon. We can see such a good recall from DC. And another bombing run comes in from Alpha. Stop it, guys! Stop it. You've placed it the wrong way for a start, so you got to place it coming away from your players. For Christ's sake, when are they going to learn? But this is good defense. Winston's back now. He's going to get width here onto this IR attack, and while he gets killed by Momo there, I think it's only going to be snuffed out here by these squad leaders coming in. Even players dropping back in now from Hugo's farm as well. So that defense from DC is rapid. And they know they can do this because they just cannot get numbers up into the point, just based on the way that their front line works. Pangef is still alive. He's still hanging out in this wheat field. Hang on, is this a Panther's got an aggressive? Okay. Yeah. At least they're trying something now, something different. This is what I wanted to see maybe 15 minutes ago, though, is the problem. And the front line has collapsed. Totally collapsed from DC. Lovely. I like to see it. So, I love the fact that he's just roaming around. I don't quite know what his goal here is, other than just pure chaos. But I'm here for it anyway. He takes out an outpost, and there's certainly no AT around. And being a Panther, he can take 3 shots before he's gone. So it's pure chaos here. But we'll see, hopefully, a bit of a reset from the DC front line so they don't get pushed all the way out of the fields. But they've certainly been pushed way back, and the garrison network's been demolished as well. Absolutely demolished from Alpha or FOC. Finally, now that they've kind of come to life a little bit here, to give DC a little bit of panic. I don't think DC will panic too much. They know that they're still good to go within this game. I don't think they're going to lose Hamlet anytime soon. That Panther's still rolling around in the game. And it's certainly interesting here that DC totally gave up that front line for these outposts to drop back in. Who is this? What is Soldad? What is up, buddy? I don't quite know why your outposts have been so wild today. He's going up in the HQ. They're not even, like, Recon have had the game sewn up down here. They've not really needed to do this. But at this stage, I think Soldad's just memeing. They've got a garrison in the HQ at the same time. And is that still a fucking gaggle fuck over by this house as well? It is. Still plenty of people in there hanging out at within this. Second Quicknicks defending that house now. St. Rudimont still totally controlled by FOC. However, we do see Gem and the real Quicknicks and whoever item squad leader is, Star-Lord's outposts within this zone. So we are going to see potentially a bit of a recap at St. Rudimont from DC and friends, as they have largely sorted out the hamlet as well, along with their garrison network being mostly returned to normality as well. Pangef is still laying down. I'm not sure if he's got AFK at this stage, or whether he's going to get his outpost up or not. I wouldn't mind seeing him get his outpost up and then just relocating himself across the field, getting a new outpost up, and just allowing himself sort of, alternative angles for his squad to come in. But DC turtling up a little bit at this stage. I don't blame them with only 12 minutes left. They're not going to cap the fields at this stage, I don't think, without their tanks really pushing up hard. And they only have 176, so pushing through. The front line has been reset as well. So DC resets that front line. Very, very nice. Nice defensive posturing from them. But they're being attacked by a Luke's in here. One rocket in from Novas onto a Luke's. Second rocket going to go in, maybe. Great play there by Doosan. Killing that entire tank group. And Novas finishes the job off as well. Now, do we still have Soldad back here? We do still have Soldad back in HQ. Being a real nuisance here for Arceus, Alpha and the Evo guys. However, this compound over here is still contested. IR looking pretty strong over here though, getting plenty of players into the zone with 404 squad. The poor man's Quicknicks there. Still up and still looking to defend this house at this stage, but has that tank actually moved at all this game? He's been there for a long time shelling this compound. And at this stage, I'm surprised he's not just been precision striked. They have the munitions for it. They certainly do have the munitions for it. So it's certainly possible. Well, it looks like these guys have been wiped once more. Quicknicks and Winston taking control of this house again. And you can just see how much they're valuing this by how many outposts and players that they're committing to the defense of this zone. But Alpha, they've been unable to push through St. Marie du Mont here and out of this area. That is just credit to the 1v1s that DC are able to win and their outpost placement. Weberneck there goes down to code, as does Colt. And that's going to put pressure onto this item outpost over here. We'll see if they build a garrison there. With that half track, I don't think it's a good garrison placement. But it's certainly possible that they'll go for it, nonetheless. A couple of players, actually. Who we got here? Quicknicks has snuck all the way through. I don't know who has killed him there. How have you died? Who killed you? It's Quicknicks. I thought there was, I thought there was a little bit of suspect play going on, but it's just Quicknicks fucking killing his own players, getting the red zone garrison up. I mean, he's totally fine over here. They do know they're around this zone, and because General Octo goes down. We're going to see Quicknicks get this garrison. We're going to see if this is another Quicknicks garrison getting placed. How is it? It's okay. It's alright. That's not too bad. He can't get any further down into the map at this stage. Can he build a garrison? I don't know. I mean, FOC player there, shooting from a distance. He gets some fantastic hits on these players. Garrison doesn't go up just yet. And even if it does now, Alpha has snuffed this one out and they're going to know it's there. At this stage, it might actually just be better just leaving those that zone completely and just resetting themselves back into this little compound and these gardens here. But they're not going to give it up. We see Sirius here has got himself back onto the offense and nearly able to push fields in its entirety. However, they do have this Panther. What is this? Hang about. This is so defensive. There's no need for this. 8 minutes left in the game. Was there another one? Hang on. What's just exploded over here? Precision strike the Puma off the 3 fucking Panther tanks. What is this? This is ridiculous. And Video does he think he gets the satchel on? The FOC tank crew hop out. They're gonna find the satchel. Starts to take it down. And that Panther tank will live to see another day. I was not expecting. I was not expecting 3 Panthers over here, but hang on. Magnet's called a full retreat over at Hamlet. And it is looking pretty dicey. It just depends who is going to win these gunfights within this one. But it looks right now like maybe this absolute wave of players from FOC are able to get in. Do they have an airhead? Did they drop an airhead? They did. I'm just blind. They dropped an airhead in here. And that's allowed them to take total control. How the hell did they get an airhead off into this? 76 coming in now. Deshuna is playing aggressive. The rocket from Evo X just non-penning the backside of it. And he's getting chased by a satchel guy. Another satchel guy in front of him. This Alpha player is going to go down. He's not going to go down. Terrible shooting from Alex Moss there. But the Alpha player can't get onto the back of him. Artillery coming in onto the airhead as well. Second 76 into the point. Good lord, it's absolutely fucking chaos in here right now. The airhead's just being artillery to death at this point, but they've got enough players in that they're able to keep the pressure up. And another spawn wave comes in, huge spawn wave from FOC. The tank is going to find this airhead, splashes to ground, kills all the players. Does he kill the airhead? I think he does. So that's the airhead gone. One rocket into the back of that tank there. But I think the damage might be done here at the Hamlet, potentially. They've got these garrisons in the back. Nice airhead here from Fiat Punto Driver. I love to see that. And then an FOC bomber run comes in. Doesn't kill anyone. And maybe not. Just enough damage is being done here by these 76s. If that airhead hadn't gone down, one more spawn wave might have done it. Oh, great rocket from FOC there. On to the 76, takes it down. One more 76 is left in the point. But the delay that those 76 has caused has allowed this DC and Friends team to get back in towards the point. Cat pressure still coming in though from FOC. Another big spawn wave in from Alpha. Potentially, they've got to win these gunfights versus this squad coming in here. And they might be able to do it. However, is that a medic? What do we get? No, please tell me. Soldad, no. Yeah, been revived. Love to see it. Precision strike comes in. I don't really know what at. Okay, FOC. I'm not entirely. You might want to check it whether your commander is okay. I know it's late at night for you guys. However, you've got FOC players coming in the front door at this stage as well. Sitch is out there with his squad, able to cause a little bit of damage. Those players coming in the front door get taken out from Kolstad and Eversto. And DC in full retreat, able to deal with this cap pretty decisively. But over at the fields, we're seeing cap pressure come in now. Who we got? Is this serious? Stayed back. Quicknix is up as well. Taking a look at the map, they got that garrison up finally. The garrison is live within the HQ, and these guys in at the fields are gonna be dangerous and difficult to get out of the zone. I'm not sure where those 3 Panthers went. They really could have done with them on the attack at Hamlet. That was really their only chance. And at this stage, it is possible for them to get the cap in. However, it's going to be difficult. It's going to need to start about now, if I'm honest with you, if they're going to get the recap. But the Panthers are really charging themselves into the Hamlet. However, Fields is being taken in the last couple of minutes here from DC, are really pushing in another squad leader, making it into the zone. They do have a garrison back here, it looks like. Looks like they are able to get some players spawning into the HQ sector, potentially just an outpost. Potentially they've got a garrison back here. However, Scapskyter and Cult are cutting that wave off, and wow, look at the spawn wave coming in now. Does Quicknix, how you doing, buddy? Sweaty palms as ECC's guys run across the field. Gets one down, and then is immediately suppressed. Is he going to peek a little bit more? Will he take out Bread? No, he won't take out Bread. Gets taken out there, I think, by Lancers. Is Bear here from WTH, looking to get those trades. Doesn't manage it. Forever is pushing up. Steven's going to chuck the grenade over the wall there and then potentially just hold the angle as the cap coming in from DC. Let's take a quick zoom out and a quick look at the map at the end of the game. You can see the flanking attack here really worked. The front line wasn't necessary. An absolute sucker punch at the end there from DC. On FOC. I think FOC just needed to be a little bit more aggressive in that one towards the end there. If they could have got their 76ers pressured up, it certainly would have been a bit more of a game. But those 76ers from DC certainly saved the defense there, which is nice to see. But I make that the end of this game, so thank you guys very, very much for sticking with me for the past 80 minutes or so. I'm actually streaming another game tonight. We've got BC versus The Circle coming in at 7:30 UK time or 8:30 Central European time. So if you want to come hang out about then, I'll certainly be streaming that game in the same format, same way as well. So thank you guys very much for sticking around, and I hope you have a good rest of your day.